Hello, I'm Lara Kılıçarslan and this is Newsfeed, your dose of what people are talking about online. Is Russia's nearly 3-year war in Ukraine coming to an end soon? That's the big question on social media and around the world. US officials are in ceasefire talks with Russia in Riyadh, but neither Ukraine nor the EU have been invited. At the same time, European leaders have gathered in Paris on Monday, invited by French President Emmanuel Macron. They believe they should be included in the talks, as they will likely shoulder the burden of keeping the peace.
U.S. President Donald Trump announced on February 12th that he had begun peace negotiations with Russian President Vladimir Putin to end the war in Ukraine. He had said that he would end the war on the first day of his presidency, and on day 24 of his presidency, he really disrupted things. And it seems like Putin is getting everything that he wants. He's not even bothering to negotiate with Ukraine. The U.S. Secretary of Defense, Pete Hegseth, stated that Ukraine should not join NATO. And the U.S. has confirmed that American troops will not be involved in securing a post-war Ukraine. Hegseth also said that it's not likely that Ukraine will return to its 1991 borders, meaning that Russia would keep Crimea and all the land that it's claimed since 2014. So not only was Ukraine excluded from the negotiations, but these talks have gone ahead without anyone from the EU or NATO. And according to some, that makes both of these groups look weak and lose face. Ukraine appears to have really gotten a bad deal.
In Kyiv, there's talk of Ukraine making tough concessions, but little mention of what Russia would give in return. Many in the capital feel the US is deciding Ukraine's fate even before formal peace talks begin.
It looks like Ukraine has been betrayed. I don't see anything good for us in this rhetoric. It's very sad.
Some say he has backup plans, but they won't benefit Ukraine, not the kind of Ukraine we want.
Ukrainian President Volodymyr Zelensky offered Russia a land exchange to end the war. He said Kyiv would give a part of Russia's Kursk region, which Ukrainian forces seized in August. The Kremlin dismissed the offer. Russia now controls 20% of Ukraine, including Crimea, parts of Donetsk, Luhansk, Zaporizhia, and Kherson regions. Ukraine, in turn, has taken 500 square kilometers. That's about 0.002% of Russia.
Я згодна нашу територію, щоб вони звільнили, а ми звільнили їхню територію.
Це наша рідна, ми привикли, зачем ми повинні комусь віддавати свої землі?
А мені треба, щоб усю вернути. Я частини не хочу. Якщо вернуть, то щоб вся наша була. І Крим, щоб був наш, вот, щоб всі наші території.
І нам би хотілося б, звісно, колись повернутися додому, бо ми переселенці з Куп'янського району.
Since 2022, millions of Ukrainians have been displaced and thousands killed. But the effects of the war are not only felt by them. The conflict has sent worldwide food and energy prices soaring. Grain exports have been disrupted, global food costs hit record highs, and oil markets remain volatile as peace talks stall. It's also redrawn global power dynamics. With the US stepping back, Europe is under pressure to boost its own defenses, while nations worldwide rethink alliances in a shifting geopolitical landscape. Horrific details are emerging of how nearly 100 Thai women were trafficked to Georgia. They were then fed hormones and their eggs were harvested. The women claimed they were enslaved after responding to a job advert posted on Facebook that promised them around $17,000.
Their expenses for the journey as well as their passport applications were paid for by the organization, with a female employee organizing their travel. But once they arrived, they were housed in 4 large properties with around 100 other women who realized the job offer was just a front. Instead, the women were pumped with hormones to stimulate their ovaries and were forced to have their eggs removed once a month. One woman said that they were treated like cattle and that some of the women did not even receive any compensation for their eggs. If they asked their captors to leave, they were told that they had to work out €2,000 for the farm owner's first. One of the former slaves who worked on the XL farm bought her freedom and alerted Pavena Hongsakula, I hope I'm saying that correctly, founder of a Thai foundation for children and women. The women told Miss Pavena that several other Thai women were still held as slaves at the farm and that they could not afford to pay for their release. Thai authorities and Interpol have launched an investigation, with police in Thailand saying that there could be other rescues as the case progresses. Many people are outraged, and rightfully so. They are demanding that there need to be more regulation when it comes to donating eggs, that there should be a solid background check of where donor eggs come from.
Many of the women claim that despite months of egg harvests, they did not receive a cent. Authorities say there is evidence supporting the women and believe their eggs were sold. But there are no records of who bought them, which clinics performed inseminations, nor any trace of the recipients. Interpol is investigating. Chinese AI chatbot DeepSeek is being restricted in another market. Following Taiwan and Australia, South Korea has suspended new downloads of the app and removed it from online stores. DeepSeek has admitted it failed to comply with the country's data protection rules. Officials say the app could return once the company improves its privacy measures to meet legal requirements. The decision comes days after Seoul banned the app from government computers. Canada, Italy, the Netherlands, and the US have also taken protective precautions or banned the app. Once considered a luxury for the anxious rich, therapy is increasingly common. With younger generations being much more open about mental health, for many, therapy has become a part of their daily survival kit. As costs soar, AI chatbots are stepping in. DeepSeek has become China's digital shrink, while ChatGPT offers a listening ear worldwide. What's more, there are now AI chatbots designed specifically for mental health support. And you can choose the tone of the bot counselor.
Oh, so you want me to play therapist? All right, let's break out the metaphorical couch. But don't expect me to hold your hand and whisper sweet nothings about healing.
I have performance anxiety.
Well, Lynn, let me ask you this. What's the worst that could happen? They yawn, they judge you, they don't get a vote in your worth. Performance anxiety isn't fear, it's excitement with bad PR. Your body's gearing up for something big, like a tiger pacing before the hunt. What you call anxiety, I call power. You've just got to channel it. So instead of asking, what if I mess up? Start asking, what if I own this? Now tell me, what's the real story here? What are you afraid they'll see that you're not ready to admit?
Despite its cost effectiveness, using AI chatbots for therapy can have potential risks. It may be easily accessible and convenient, but bots lack the emotional understanding and nuanced judgment that humans bring to the profession. So, is it worth using AI for therapy?
AI cannot replicate the human connection. However, this may improve over time. There might be a tendency for over-reliance, meaning that AI can miss things like severe sadness or thoughts of death. There's also potential for bias because AI is trained on biased data, potentially that can perpetuate stereotypes. There may be also risks to your privacy if there are data breaches. So AI has a potential to supplement therapy by increasing access and support, but it cannot replace the depth and empathy of a human therapist. It's probably best to use a hybrid approach going forward.
Social media has completely changed the way we travel. Travel influencers have become modern-day explorers, sharing their adventures through Instagram posts and YouTube videos. Movies and TV series are also playing a big part, replacing the traditional travel guides. They journey around the world, capturing stunning landscapes, lively cities, and even those hidden gems. For those looking for future travel destinations, it's more of an introduction into the culture, food, and the people. While this brings economic boosts, on the flip side, it fuels over-tourism. One such TV show is The White Lotus, which has returned for the third season, having been filmed in Thailand. And fans are already eager to visit locations and experience the luxury depicted in the series.
Following Season 1, Hawaii saw a spike in tourism of 15%. Following Season 2, Sicily saw a spike in tourism of 20%. Now, with Season 3 set in Thailand, the Four Seasons Thailand has seen an increase in bookings of 40% compared to the past. And in January, Thailand as a whole has seen their tourism rise 312% compared to 2024. And of course, ahead of season 3, people will go back and rewatch season 2 or catch up by watching season 2. Searches for where was season 2 of The White Lotus filmed was up 5,000%. This completely changes the travel industry because people are so engulfed by the location and the setting and the city and the country and the hotel of The White Lotus that hotels, airlines, tourist attractions now have to think, how can they get incorporated into these shows, because it makes a dramatic impact on people's interest in doing and visiting these places. So The White Lotus has done a fantastic job incorporating it unintentionally, but just start to pay attention because brands and companies are going to start getting more involved in our TV.
Naturally irresistible is how Uzbekistan brands itself. And it's that allure and charm that seeing tourists flock to explore its sights. But in the process, it risks becoming a Venice in the desert. President Shavkat Mirziyoyev's strategy aims to bring 15 million foreign tourists annually by 2030. That's more than double the 6.6 million who visited in 2023. Uzbekistan climbed 16 places in the past 5 years, now ranking 78th out of 119 in the tourism and travel sector development ranking. The rapid mass tourism has brought an economic boost, but could end up damaging not only the country's ancient heritage, but also pieces of its more recent history. If you want to add Uzbekistan to your travel list, here's a glimpse.
My name is Aline and I am cheap. That's why today I'm going to take you with just $100 to see how much we can do in Uzbekistan. First, transportation. The metro here is so beautiful that it looks like a museum, and it only costs 12 cents to get around. You can rent this royal outfit for just $5. You can sleep in a stunning yurt in the desert for just $20. And you can eat delicious food like the locals for less than $3. Plov, their traditional dish for $2. Fresh cherry juice for 80 cents. And traditional bread for 20 cents. Plus, you can take beautiful photos for free. The best part about Uzbekistan is that here, you don't just dress like a king or queen, the people will treat you like one.
Welcome to Uzbekistan!
There's a juicy beef steak sizzling on the internet, and netizens can't keep their forks off. Pop star Shakira has just started her world tour, but some Beyonce fans have claimed that the stage designs and backdrop videos look strikingly similar to Beyonce's Renaissance tour. There are mixed reactions to the situation. Guess it's a beyond stage debate.
Shakira just started her tour 2 days ago, and Beyonce fans are calling her out for imitating the Renaissance tour. 2 years ago, Shakira did an interview with Billboard, and they said to her, "I know you're planning to tour next year, and I saw photos of you at Beyonce's tour. It looked like you were having fun." She responded saying, "Oh no, I was working," and then said, "I definitely can't tour with as many trucks as Beyonce, but I was taking notes." Beyonce fans took to Twitter, calling her out for her taking notes comment, saying she wasn't lying.
There's one thing to be inspired by someone, and there's another thing to just blatantly plagiarize their entire creative direction. And this is not even just rude to Beyonce, it's rude to Beyonce's creative team, Parkwood, all the people who had every hand element in that. It's like, you're Shakira. You're one of the world's biggest stars. You can afford a creative team. Even if you were inspired, they could have did your own version of what you're doing and not just copy Beyonce.
Shakira fans are fighting back, saying she did this in 2002. She's not trying to copy Beyonce. If you were to look at Shakira's other looks during this tour, it's very clear that this is very Shakira, that the entire vibe of the tour doesn't really feel like the Renaissance tour.
And that's our show. Find our latest stuff on YouTube and do subscribe to our channel. See you soon.